everyone, and welcome back to my kitchen. So in this recipe we're making some delicious cake donuts. So the other day I was debating between either getting some fruity, kind of like jelly type of snacks, gummy bears, or donuts. So I decided to take out the healthier alternative and just buy a bunch of fruit, and I decided to make my own donut. So I'll be showing you how to make some delicious cake donuts that are a lot healthier. I'll be showing you a fruity option, and for those of you that really love chocolate, I've got a Nutella donut, so stay tuned. So I'm going to combine all of my wet ingredients. So I've got the Greek yogurt, the milk. You can use almond milk if you, for some reason, don't want to use regular milk. Going to give this a good mix. And I'm using Greek yogurt, but you can use just regular yogurt if you like. I've got some lemon juice and some cutie juice, or it's really just mandarins, those little baby mandarins. Mix that all in together. Coconut oil. Got my egg. Vanilla, and I'm using a vanilla paste, but you can use just some vanilla essence or vanilla extract. Oh, this smells so good. I can smell all of the mandarin in it, and I like to add mandarin and a little bit of lime because it naturally sweetens up your liquids that are going to go into the dry mixture, so you don't have to add so much sugar. Tastes really good and it smells amazing. The nice thing also about the yogurt is that yogurt tends to give most of your cake mixes or doughs just a really nice fluffy and kind of like a moist texture to it. Alright, now we're going to move on to our dry ingredients. So here I've got some brown sugar, some whole wheat flour, all-purpose flour, baking powder, baking soda, some nutmeg, and lastly Himalayan salt. The salt will just complement all of the sugars that are in this. So what I like to do is sift all of these ingredients, especially the brown sugar, because you'll end up getting a lot of clumps, and because this is a cake donut, you want it to be extra fluffy. You don't want it to be compact. So I like to kind of run my fingers and help it out a little bit before I get this sifted. And I usually make this half whole wheat flour and half all-purpose flour, but you can make this an all-purpose flour if you wish. And now you're left with all these pieces, and here's some of the brown sugar. We don't want any of that. We're going to discard this. And now what I do is I like to quickly just mix this all together before we mix it into our now liquids. So I like to do this in batches. Now we add the second batch, and don't over mix your batter because you will have really tough donuts. And this is the recipe for the fruity donuts. Now I'm going to make another batch for the Nutella donuts. The batter for the Nutella donuts is exactly the same. The only thing that I don't add is the lemon / mandarin orange juice to that. So I've lightly covered my mold with a little bit of coconut oil. I have here a donut pan. You can easily find anywhere. And what I'm going to do is I added my batter into a Ziploc baggie, and I'm going to cut up a little hole, and that should make it a little bit easier to put into the mold. So on this side I have that fruity batter that we made earlier, And then I made the same batter again without the lemon and the mandarin juice because I'm going to use this one, but I'm going to pair with the Nutella. So to get started, I'm going to add fruit to this. I like blackberries and raspberries. So I'm going to do this to the mold. I like to add mine before I put in the batter because I like for some of the fruit to kind of peek out. You can use frozen fruit, by the way, just make sure to thaw it out. I like fresh fruit because I like to still have large pieces in it. So there you go. Cut up a small incision. And you can now pour that in and see how much easier it is than with the spoon. With a spoon, it would make such a big mess. So you want it about that much. I do the same with this one. Any fruit that's peeking out, we just cover it. And now for our chocolate side. You want to fill just a tiny bit of it, maybe halfway full. And now we add our Nutella and try to get it closest to the center. Now, because we don't want our Nutella to come out, we start out at the end and you kind of work your way up until you cover the Nutella. And there we go, guys. So I'm going to preheat my oven. Once it's really hot, about 400 degrees, I'm going to pop these in the oven and bake them for about 10 to 12 minutes. You shouldn't really need any more than that. You want to insert a fork or some kind of toothpick and make sure that they're well done. So I'll show you how they look like in just a bit. My oven's nice and hot. Now set at 350 degrees and let's wait those 12 minutes. So now that my donuts are finished baking, I'm still going to leave them in the oven, but it is now turned off. So now for the garnishings, the best part. For the Nutella donut, I've got some dark chocolate and some semi-sweet chocolate with just a tiny bit of coconut oil. I'm going to microwave this because this is something that I want to garnish it with, either a drizzle or whatever. For my fruit donuts, I like to have a cream cheese frosting. So I start out with thawed out cream cheese. I'm going to add some lemon and a little bit of powdered sugar. You can add as much as you'd like. I like to add a little bit of lemon to just balance out the sweetness in the frosting. And you can use a blender for this. I just use a spatula. It turns out just as fine. And this is what I'm going to drizzle over those delicious donuts. Look at this, guys. This is the most exciting part. So just kind of wiggle it a little bit. Oh, look at these Nutella ones. Just start flipping them over. Kind of, because they're still kind of warm, they come out fairly quick. Oh, this is what I was talking about. Look at it, so perfect. You could see all the colors from the raspberry and the blueberry and the blackberry. Do the same with my other donut. I just love how this turns out. And then with that cream cheese frosting, that white just balances out all the color. And the last one, here we go. We're gonna let these cool just a tiny bit before we add the frostings. With some of them, I like to cover the bottom with a little chocolate. Here you go. And I like to sprinkle some pecans. You can add any nut of your choice. Sometimes I do a drizzle. So here's our cream cheese frosting. I got a little piece I'm gonna snip out. And with these, what I do is And you can honestly decorate them any way you wish. This is how I kind of like to decorate mine. And that's how easily you can make a donut that you don't feel so guilty of. I know I don't feel as guilty because it's not fried, and then I've changed up some of the ingredients so I get more nutrients out of it. So if you like this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up so I know you like these kind of videos. And if you want to see the next Tasty Nummy, make sure to subscribe down below where that red button is at, and hit the notification bell so you don't ever miss out on any of these tasty videos. So thank you, and bye-bye.